Yeah. Hey, look, it's late, and you know how I feel. Why don't you give me a call when you wake up in the morning and talk to me a little bit, okay? Patrick said, stepping closer to Persephone and placing both hands on her shoulders. I don't know what time I'm getting up. Persephone felt confused, excited, and apologetic all at the same time. Call me, whatever time. I won't get out of bed until I get your call. I mean it. Persephone allowed herself to look directly into his face for the first time, really looking, searching. They kissed goodnight, and Persephone could not have explained how she made it home. Her mind was on cruise control as she drove through the strange neighborhood. She barely noticed which direction she was traveling, but somehow made it home safely. At 10:20 in the morning, she called Patrick. This better be my baby calling me, Patrick answered with a thick, sleepy voice. Good morning. It's Persephone. Hey, babe. What time is it? He paused, and he knew he was checking out, and she knew he was checking out his clock. It's almost 10:30, girl. You gonna sleep all morning? Baby, damn. Stop, Persephone laughed. I've been up since 6:30, but I wasn't about to call you that early, she confessed. I watched a little of the Today Show for about an hour, then I was out. Fell right back to sleep. Sorry. Don't be sorry, baby. I was just teasing, Patrick said through a yawn. I need that rest, and it was good to hear your voice first thing. You gonna come back over tonight? Do you want me to come over tonight? Persephone teased. Oh, Persephone, would you? Could you? Patrick joked. I'll make the dinner, and you can bring the dessert. That is, if you can make a blueberry cobbler. Otherwise, that ain't nothing but a word. If they're in season, you got it. Her version of making His version of making dinner was a tossed green salad and Little Caesars. He claimed he had gotten behind schedule and hadn't had the time to pick up something else. He didn't make much difference. It didn't make much difference to Persephone. She only planned to nibble. But she looked at Patrick in disbelief as he gobbled down most of the pizza. He'd ordered a large pizza with everything and kept excusing himself for being so ravenous, but confessed that he hadn't eaten anything, with the exception of a stale donut, all day. They relaxed together after dinner and peach cobbler. Patrick refused canned blueberries, and they were indeed out of season. Patrick said that peach was his favorite, but he didn't want to put that kind of pressure on her. He did say he loved the cobbler and added, "Uh-oh, you done messed up now, girl." Patrick asked Persephone if she smoked, and she said, "Not cigarettes," and they both laughed. Patrick walked over to his stereo system and put on a cassette tape, Blues, Little Milton. Persephone didn't know the title of the cassette and didn't want to know, but it did contain a song she'd liked for a long time, Little Bluebird. It was a classic. Persephone could recall years ago when Dad would still be around a lot and he'd play Little Milton's Little Bluebird 45 at barbecues in the backyard. He'd sing along to the music and came close to outsinging Little Milton, but she was still relieved when a tape came on after 40 minutes of the blues. As the night wore on, they talked even more freely with one another, exchanging childhood memories and anecdotes, just the happy ones, naturally. So, you think you're ready to take a peek at that bedroom, Miss Persephone? I cleaned it up real nice just for you, Patrick said after a long, soulful kiss. Persephone had anticipated the moment and had come prepared with small bottles of scented bath gels and lotion. She even had a printed silk teddy that she'd caught on sale at Hudson's that afternoon tucked in her large purse. How about I check out your bathroom first? I feel like a nice warm bath, Persephone said dreamily. Yeah, sure. A bath sounds great. But I must warn you, I'm all out of Mr. Bubble. Will Ivory dishwashing liquid do? Patrick said. I think the ivory won't be necessary, Persephone said, while reaching for her purse. She pulled out the small bottles, which resembled potions with little pink and white ribbons tied around the necks. Ta da! Hey, hey, let's get it started, baby, Patrick exclaimed, taking one of the bottles from her hands and heading for the bathroom. Persephone hadn't used the bathroom the previous night and didn't know what to expect. What she got was a small but sleek chrome and blue tile bathroom with a huge blue tub and a domed skylight cut in the ceiling. Surprisingly, the tub was sparkling clean. Persephone rinsed it anyway, out of habit, then stopped the tub so the water could fill it up. Having a strong preference for the jasmine scented bath over the strawberry, she decided not to mix the scents tonight and set the unopened bottle of strawberry bath gel on the back of the tub. She poured the entire 3 ounce bottle into the tub and swished the water with her right hand to get the bubbles going. Soon they appeared in abundance. She looked up and momentarily wondered where Patrick had wandered off to. Then she smiled when he entered the bathroom with a candle holder, 2 crystal wine glasses, and a bottle of red wine. He was wearing a black satin robe with a Japanese style colored satin dragon on the back panel. It apparently had deep pockets because he produced 3 candles from his left pocket and a small tin cigar canister from the right. He got things set up like he wanted around the tub, lit the candles, flicked the light out, and poured the wine. The act of having wine poured and the candlelight illuminating the contents of the glass made Persephone smile, and she thought, this must be what it feels like to be romanced. Nothing like this had ever happened to Persephone in the past. She settled back in the tub. She just stepped in when Patrick was about to enter the room. It wasn't that she was shy about her body, it was more that she was guarded about her appearance. Only her head and shoulders were exposed. The rest submerged under bubbly, warm water. She bobby pinned up a quick French roll so her hair wouldn't get wet and was squeezing water onto her back with one of the fresh towels she'd found on the side shelf. In the candlelight, her skin glistens like hot fudge, Patrick said as he knelt on the floor, took the towel away from Persephone, and began gently soaping her back. Sounds fattening, Persephone teased, then purred. Tell me more. How did you do it? Patrick asked. How did you drop all that weight? Persephone stiffened. She had almost forgotten that Patrick had seen her other side. She didn't know if she felt insulted or complimented, considering the way he had asked the question. I stopped eating for 3 people, Persephone said with a sinking feeling. Just moments before, she'd felt so beautiful. Now he made her feel almost exposed. It took me a year and a half to work off the 70 something pounds I had to shake loose. And I know that shit ain't easy. How much did you lose? Patrick continued. Persephone looked over her shoulder in disbelief and relief. You? You had a weight problem? She asked with wide eyes. Had? Shit, I still got a weight problem. That's why I have to work out so much, Patrick said while handing the face towel back to Persephone and drying his hands on his robe. He reached for the cigar tin, opened it up, and produced one of the most perfectly rolled joints Persephone had ever seen. Lighting it up and taking a deep drag, then exhaling slowly, he looked down at Persephone again. How much? How much what? Persephone asked. She'd been concentrating on how the candlelight danced off the bubbles. Weight, pounds, kilos. You don't like telling people, do you? Patrick teased.